All right, welcome to the class. How are you guys doing today? So we're going to focus on our breath work to get into the meditative state before we start asana practice. And for this practice, our practice, right? The bliss of it, the challenges of it. Maybe you're new to yoga, maybe you're very experienced, and we at times doubt or wonder, what is the reason of doing this kind of practice? What is the benefits to myself? Well, there's different points in this journey where the benefits of practice ideally comes to a point where no one needs to convince you or share more about what's the reason for doing this. At some point, that becomes integrated within your self experience, and how it appears is different from person to person. We could generalize, of course, and we could say that generally, when we become very immersed in the true effect of the practice, and we could say that that is to be very deeply aware of the processes going on inside of us and the resulting clarity of insight or perception that comes about when we resolve or work with all of these processes consciously that are happening inside of us. So one who is realizing in that will feel very naturally drawn towards meditative practices. However, it doesn't necessitate that they're doing what we consider as classical yoga practice. It could be very much integrated into their mindset or their lifestyle, the way that they conduct themselves and the way that they bring their time into the kinds of states of mind that they go to, right? So considering that, there's a lot of ways to find how yoga supports your life, right? Because I just said something about these processes which are already going on inside of us, becoming more conscious to work with them. And if we don't feel naturally drawn towards that, like as if discipline was always 100% easy, there was never any doubt. I don't think that's anybody's case. Sometimes there's challenges and doubts throughout the journey or in practice. So during those other times, setting this discipline and committing to some level of practice, whether you feel like you want to or you don't, you doubt or you don't, and just making it like a trial, an experiment that you ride, you go back to throughout the sequence until you get some noticeable results, right? And those noticeable results will be the thing that we just said was the last part, right? The natural feeling that I want to be conscious of these processes. I want to be mindful in my lifestyle. I want to be able to choose how, right? And where and why the things happen to me the way they happen. And if we want to simplify that, well, we can say this person will value very much the positive mindset, which supports their practice. And as we go on this journey, we recognize how important the environment is as well for our practice and for our mindset. So as part of that, we can extend the positive mindset to the environment around us, that all beings are working in their full capacity towards their liberation or towards their conscious realization of themselves and their freedom that they have in how they perceive their own experiences, mind, body, etc., and how they conduct their mind and the meaning of the events that happen, so that we can continue to rise higher in this way of perceiving self, forms, the universe, life, and so on. Easiest way to do this is always through the breath. always there and accessible to you. So we can take our practice as the means to build this awareness of our breath until it's very ingrained, in a sense, or becomes a new functionality of being aware of your breath, even when you're busy with other things. You can start to make yourself ready to go inwards by closing your eyes and taking a long, relaxing breath in and out. And let the breath gently fill and empty, like a soft wave. Soft wave of breath through your body and through the body to the floor and to the space above the head. Just be aware of that space around you as you breathe. Feel connected with this space through your breath. Feel connected with this body. Watching your breath slowing down, deepening. Bringing more intention while still mindfully working with what you feel. No rush, no pressure, no forcing. At least in the sense that you're going more than you should. At other times, the force of our practice may be very strong. In fact, Hatha Yoga means forceful yoga in some translations. And it's forceful in the sense that we will ourselves to do it. We will the body, we will the mind to concentrate, to stay with one object or form. And we will ourselves to continue observing this flow of breath. And if you aren't already, just take some awareness now of the posture, the overall posture. Balance your spine, creating that floating sensation of center, grounding through your sit bones. Place the hands in a mindful position, resting on the knees with the index and thumb touch together, or in the lap with the thumbs connected, one palm facing up on another. And if you aren't already, start to breathe abdominally, and then filling up through your rib cage all the way up, taking complete yogi breaths, full. Pausing and exhaling long. Pausing out. Continue to breathe with this pattern. And now if you're newer to practice, stay with this short pause. If you're more experienced, begin to lengthen the pause, feeling completely relaxed while we hold the breath in and out. As you exhale, continue relaxing the body, the muscles and the nerves. Slowing down more and more. If you feel your actual breath, your inhale or exhale is getting faster, make your practice simpler. And those experienced in breath retention and bandha, you can activate Mahabandha, 3 locks, as you hold your breath in. And as you finish your next exhale, just let the breath easily come back to a more natural flow. Bring your attention towards your third eye, your forehead center, and observe this space with your breath as you breathe. As you observe this space, invite a point of light to appear, or the forms of light to present themselves. Or simply visualize brightness within the space. And allow this brightness to expand, extend, and broaden into every aspect equally the same. This inner light is also the nature, space, the stars, the people you know, the food you eat. The same brightness is all things. Breathing and sitting with all things as this brightness. Come into a prayerful intention. What is this path or this enthusiasm which you can feel is very closely related to the purpose of your life? This enthusiasm that you have, this meaning for being. Connecting with this light. And 3 gentle, soft ohms, long, relaxing vibration. Allow the vibration to move through your body. You can modify the sound by controlling your jaw, your tongue, your lips as you finish the sound to move the vibrations throughout yourself. Finishing your exhalation, deep, slow inhalation. And smile as you breathe, as we start to open into the body and movement. Give care and love to your own body and being. And with the next exhale, let's let our hands relax down, open our eyes, and let's start to open up these channels of energy through our body so that we maybe carry it and actualize those things our enthusiasm brings us to. Let's come on to the hands and knees. And start to move through your spine, cow and cat. We know this move. Exhale. Enjoying the nature wherever you are. And exhale, rounding and pushing round your back. And inhale, lift your head, lift your tail, open the heart space. And slowly moving. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. And let's do a few more. Exhale. And inhale. Last one. And exhale, round the back, push the floor away. Let's hold here for a few breaths, pushing the floor. And now as you breathe in, try to keep your belly pulling inwards. And we're keeping the shape, but we're not being too rigid or too forceful. Gently pushing your back towards the ceiling, gently contracting your abs to round inwards. And at the same time, trying to pull the belly in as you breathe, in and out. Let's go for one more breath in and out. Good. And from here, relax back to table. neutral spine. You can bring your left knee a little closer to your right knee to get more on the warm-up. And when we're on our table pose or any pose on our arms like planks, etc., be aware of your elbow joints, that we're not all the way hyperextending, pushing through our elbow. It might feel a little bit more challenging, but see if you can keep very slight feeling of bend. It's a little more trickier than that, but we want to have co-activation of our arms. But it's good to start with a little bit of bend and then try to activate both groups. Okay, then left arm and right leg reach forward and backwards. Okay, and just notice there when we did that, if the elbow popped out and you locked the joints, see if you can bring it a little bit back for the strength. Take one more inhale and exhale, hand and knee down. And change sides, left elbow keeping open, not locking the joints. And exhaling, bringing it down. Switch and hold. Now as we reach back through our leg, try to turn your toes down. And we don't have our hip opening, but rather level off the pelvis, internally rotate the right hip, and push back through the heel. And exhaling down. Change, right arm and left leg. Hold. Level the pelvis. Try to turn the left hip inwards. And exhaling, release. And on both hands, before we go back, one more thing. Make sure that even though we're bending our elbows a little bit, we're not sinking down through our shoulder blades with our chest. Right? You can have a soft bend or a co-activation of your arms and push with your chest to keep your body away from the floor. So again, come back to the left arm and right leg. Chest pushing away. Elbow not locked out. And rotating the right foot to turn the toes down. Reach through the whole length of your body from your fingertips to your heel. And exhale, release. Change sides. These poses, all this floor work on hands and knees, it's good if you get vertigo or lightheadedness, easy to do a lot of practice close to the ground and on all fours, or using your core strength in this kind of horizontal plane. That actually helps to normalize a lot of the things that cause kind of vertigo, lightheadedness, blood pressure issues. There's, of course, too many factors to talk about in a video, but little exercises help. Releasing. Let's go last time each side. Left arm and right leg reach. Okay, now either staying with this variation or we're going to change it up and go into opening the back bend. Left hand to right ankle for tiger pose. Push your right leg up, look up to the left. Three more breaths. And exhale, releasing back down. Changing sides, right arm and left leg extend. And either staying here or right hand to your left ankle and send your leg up behind you as you look up to the right. And as the poses become more demanding, allow your breath to deepen, but still try to keep it slow as you can. Find that balance there of effort and relaxation, control and natural response. And if you need to break, take a rest or anything, always do so you can come back to the equilibrium. And exhaling, slowly release. Now let's come into downward facing dog. Inhale. Lift your knees, take a small step back. Drive back through the heels as you lift through your tail. If the back is rounding, bend the knees, reach through the spine, drop the head. And you can feel in down dog the breath moving, helping to lengthen the spine. As we fill up, our spine kind of inflates on the rib cage, lengthening slightly. And 3 more breaths here. Next exhalation, we're going to step to low lunge with the right leg forward. You might try to lift onto your fingertips, squeeze your knee up high to your chin or your nose, and then step forward. Another way to help clear it is to swing your foot more laterally to the side or to use blocks. Okay, now with this low lunge position, we're going to alternate twisting 2 directions. First, ground the left hand, take an inhale. And you can be on palm or fingertips left hand, exhale, right arm, twist open. And squeeze your belly and thigh close together. And inhale, bring the right hand down. Left heel down, and exhale, left arm, turn open, like side angle pose. Inhale, down. Left heel lift, low lunge position. Exhale, lift, revolve, side angle. Inhale, down. Left heel down. Exhale, left arm twist open. Looking up as we open. Inhale, down, low lunge. Exhale, right side, twisting open, belly and thigh close. Inhale, down. Keep going now. Find your perfect rhythm. And just study with awareness your body, the feeling of your muscles, joints, skeletal alignment. Twisting all of these layers of tissues, muscles, organs. Really just kind of freeing the body to move easily. Toning different parts with the pressures. Let's come one more time to lift. And then inhale down to your lunge. And exhale, step back to downward facing dog once again. A few breaths here, push back through your heels, forward through your heart. Opening the breath up more and more as we go. And Ujjayi breathing can help to keep your breath flowing as well. to keep your awareness of your breath. Make the Ujjayi breathing a little louder or stronger if you need to keep your focus there. If your focus is with your breath and your body is stable, comfortable, and easy, make your breath as slow and soft as you can. Let's come to second side. Left leg forward for lunge. And when we're ready, exhale, left arm twisting open, belly and thigh close. Inhaling down. Exhale, right heel down, right arm twisting open, side angle. Inhale, right hand down, right heel up. Low lunge, and exhale, left arm up. Inhale, down, switch your foot, exhale, right arm. And keep going your pace, your own perfect pace. And imagine some wave of movements of opening through the tissues all the way out even to your fingertips. Awareness, even to these small parts, your toes. Let's go one more time for our lifts. And inhaling down. And exhale, stepping back. Downward facing dog. Few breaths. Good, and now exhale, right foot stepping forward again. And left heel down. Now let's try to find a low position, deeper in our legs, possibly coming down onto our forearms, or if you don't reach, take some support. You can have 2 blocks. And eventually over time, however, we want to keep going lower. So if the block is really high, it's okay to be there for a while too. Right? Eventually we take the block away. Hang or relax the head and the neck. Those that are going deeper, try to bring your shoulder behind or underneath of your thigh and your calf muscle. You can adjust your left foot slightly if you need to. And you can bring the hands around the ankle joints. Good. Now, taking yourself out, coming back up onto your hands. And now, let's prepare to step our left leg forward. Let's see if we can come into a squat first. So you can adjust the width, get more space between your feet, and exhale, step the left foot forward into a squatting position. All right, sink your hips down, lift your chest. Compare the feeling of the right hip and the left hip. Your right hip's already been pretty much in this kind of position, really close to your upper body with your right leg. Left hip, it feels fresh and different. And now we're going to keep the right leg in this position, close to the upper body, but we're going to stand and balance. So we can have two options for this. More advanced option will be to bind with your leg. If you're binding, come towards a forward bend. Right arm goes through your legs and around. Left arm over your back. And we have the bird of paradise pose. We exhale to our left foot and stand up. If you can't bind, if you're not there yet, instead, in our squat, we're going to try to go around the outside of the leg. Okay? And if you can't reach here, but you're close, you can also use a towel or a strap, or even just hold your arms close to your body like this. So we're going to keep the right leg with the right arm. Okay, and then standing up. You can try to refit if you're around the outside when you're standing. And as you come up, push slowly to straighten your left leg. It may not entirely straighten right yet. Gently work to straighten the left leg. Lift and open through your chest as you draw the shoulders down and back. Those that are in the bind with the right arm under the leg, you can start to exhale and extend through your right leg as long as your chest is open. If you're standing tall and open, right leg extending. Slowly bring it back down, all the way to your squat or your forward bend. Release your arms and step back. Down dog. And now slowly moving and then holding upward dog. So we're going to do exhale, chitta. And inhale, point your feet, press your hands, your chest lifting as you come up higher. Press the backs or the tops of your feet rather, so your knees come up. Firm pressure into the floor and lifting through the heart. And let's exhale, push back to down dog. And exhale, left foot stepping forward. Right heel down, hands on the inside. And bowing down on the exhale to support or to the floor. Stay strong through your legs, especially your back leg. Heel grounded, arch lifting. Either staying with the forearms to the floor or coming more under behind your leg, hands around your ankle. Coming back out, back up, widening the left foot out and stepping the right foot into our squat. And coming to standing and balance. If you're taking the binding from your forward bend, left arm through the legs. Then standing to the right leg and exhaling to stand up. If you're binding from the outside of the leg, you can exhale to stand up first. Wrap your left arm around the outside. Gently work the standing leg. Eyes to the distance, to one point. Slowing the breath down whenever you can. Calming the nervous system. Sending love and appreciation through the body. Last 3 breaths. And slowly release. And stepping back, down dog. Slow chaturanga. Upward dog. And hold. And exhale, pushing up and back. Downward dog. And next exhale, stepping to come up for warrior 3. So we're going to step our right leg forward. Warrior 3 is a pose which is often taught requiring a straight right leg. It could. I will teach kind of 2 approaches where you can focus on different aspects of the pose, right? So starting from the ground, maybe the leg stays slightly bent, pushing up to your horizontal position. If you feel strong pressures or discomfort in the back of the knee in any kind of pose like this, warrior 3, sometimes pyramid pose or Parsvattanasana, take that as an indication to maybe keep a little bend in your knee. You don't want to overstrain or pull the ligaments and tendons. And let's exhale more upright, still balancing on one foot. And we could also come at the warrior 3 from standing, where we keep the leg more on the straight and we dip forward. Right? We dip our body, upper body forward, leg going back. And you only go down as far as you can maintain that strong, steady, straight right leg. Try to co-activate again 2 sides. Quadriceps and hamstrings. Pretty difficult, but can be done, especially if you start from an easier position, more upright. Okay, so playing with both of those a little bit. Let's try it on the other side too. Stepping back to down dog. You can just switch your feet, left foot forward. Maybe staying with knee more bent and coming from the bottom up to warrior 3. Like in the table pose earlier with the leg back, try to square your hip Exhale, come more upright. Balance any way that you want to stand on one leg and straight left leg. Try to co-activate the biceps, your quadriceps and your hamstrings. And try dipping forward on the exhale with a strong straight leg. And exhaling, release, back to down dog. Okay, now we'll do both sides one more time, holding warrior three. 3 positions for your hands. You can have hands of prayer, reaching out or reaching forwards and backwards. So come into the pose your preferred way. Try to go for 10 breaths. Good. 1 or 2 more breaths. And exhale. Release. Down dog or child pose. Slow chaturanga to up dog. Exhale, forward and down. And now up. 3 breaths. And exhale, up and back. When you're ready, second side, left foot to warrior 3. Last 2 or 3 breaths. And exhale, release, down dog, child's pose. Slow chaturanga to up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And taking our next exhalation, bend both of your knees. Walk or hop forward. Flat back, inhale. And forward bend, exhale. Take the hands to the hips, lower back or up and over, interlace the fingers. Go deep into your forward bend. Keep holding, keep breathing. Focus to the very core of your body, yourself. Forward bends naturally draw attention towards our inner, our core, our center, our inner process. Breathe love through your core, through your center. Still holding, switch your hands if your fingers are interlaced or you're holding opposite elbows. And now transitioning to chair pose. Exhale, release the arms down towards the floor, bend the knees. When you feel the strength, push, curling and lifting and opening the spine. Lift the heart, raise the arms, look up. Stay deep in the bend of your knees. Last 3 breaths. Directly to high lunge, left leg back, high lunge. Further open your upper body, reach back, look back. Exhale, hands to your heart. Step back to chair. Lean forward and with control, sneak your foot under. Balance your feet. Lift your chest, your arms, your eyes. Breathe, stay with it. Almost through the hard stuff. And high lunge, right leg sneaking back. Slowly go to your full extension, looking back. Bring it back in, hands to heart. Leaning forward, right foot next to left foot. Last few breaths, chair. And exhale, mountain pose. Slowly straighten your legs. Rest your hands at your heart. Still with the breath. As the heartbeat and the breath slows down, lengthen the breath. Lengthen the exhale. Start the inhale softer. And how would you feel if we stayed in mountain pose much longer? Are you curious of your practice? Having done any amount of practice, you can feel obvious effects and results. However, some of these effects are very, very slow, very, very subtle. And you only learn to appreciate or understand them when you practice enough. Enough meaning your own definition. It's relevant to you what enough means. But so much so that the qualities of practice become apparent. And the skills of practice become something you can use even if you're not on the mat, even if you're not meditating. Those skills can be used in ways that are more inside of you. And even more inside than your normal conscious thoughts, the self-talk that we all experience in various degrees. We can go to a conscious level Take one more minute to be fully here. Connect. Feel the day. Feel the moments. Feel the life context of your life right here, right now. Be completely courageous to step up to everything which is your own. And by fully showing up for it, fully conscious to work with it, also becoming more and more, becoming able to let go of things. Slowly release the hands. Just taking another few breaths with the arms relaxed. And focusing only on standing tall. Reaching through the middle of the body to be taller. Everything else relaxed, which is not part of that reaching and lengthening, starting from your heel all the way up through your legs and your spine to your head. Slowly move to sitting any way that you'd like. And as we sit, place your right ankle towards your knee and lay down to stretch the hip. Grabbing your shin or your thigh of your left leg, pull close. Allow the right hip to open. Keeping the shoulders down and biceps pulling. Second option, you can let your left foot to the floor and use both hands to bring the right foot towards the ear. Try to keep your pelvis level. Slowly release. And now extend your right leg straight up. Push through your left leg to a one-leg bridge pose. And just slowly repeat this 5 times. Inhale down. Gently land the sacrum, the pelvis, and exhale, point, squeeze your right leg and push it straight up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Two more. Nice and controlled, not trying to go super far necessarily, but thinking of stability, good structure. Working with what works in the body. Last one. And change legs. Left ankle to the right thigh. Pulling your foot in close. Keep the tail down, shoulders down. Slow, deep breath. Second option, left foot towards the ear. And relaxing left leg right above your hip, pointing your toes, squeezing your quadriceps, grounding the right foot close to your sit bone. Hands relax. Exhale, press up. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale. 3 more. 2. And 1. And release both feet down. Let your knees rest together with your feet apart. I'll move to supported bridge or bridge. So now we're lifting the pelvis, both feet staying down. And find, if you have blocks or props, something firm enough, a good height, as high as you can comfortably go. Block is on your sacrum, yes, kind of between your lower back and buttocks, that wide flat bone. If you don't have blocks, you get the leg strengthening version. Or if you're flexible enough, you can bring your hands under your lower back and sacrum. And from this bridge pose, we're going to find our way to shoulder stand or headstand. You can take choice. Shoulder stand transition. If you're deep enough here and your hands are comfortable supporting the weight, you can kick your legs up and back right into shoulder stand. You can also come down first. And let's play on splits in this inversion. So wide legs, one forwards and one backwards. Same thing for headstand, those that are doing headstand. Tiptoe through pike position. And either one or both legs coming up and into a split. Hold for 5 to 10 breaths and change your legs. Reach through the splits. Reach through your toes, your hips. After both sides, come back up, both legs to the center. Another 10 breaths. And taking your time. Headstand coming down to child pose or Vajrasana. Shoulder stand coming down to lay on the back. Just flowing with the breath. Calm and centered with the mind. And coming into Recline twist, laying down on your back. Take both knees to the left. Now either staying with the knees bent as we turn and look to the right, or second option, extend your right leg, grab with your left hand onto your outside of the right foot. One third step further, you can grab your right hand to your left foot. Little adjustments until you feel really comfortable here. Opening through the spine, twisting through the spine. Release and change sides. And release back to the center. And let's place feet together, knees apart. Hands resting on the belly or at your side. We'll stay in this position, or at any time, if it becomes uncomfortable, you can extend your legs straight and taking this relaxation now. Relaxation to let your weight go and feel heavy. And relax with your breath to let your weight heavily go to the ground. Completely relax your face, your eyes, your jaw, cheeks, eyebrows, and forehead. Completely relaxing your face. Completely relax your neck and your shoulders. Let the relaxation trickle down your arms to your hands. Arms are feeling heavy, but relaxed. Content in the feeling. That feeling of this moment is completely perfect and fulfilling. This moment I am complete. This moment I am here. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Gently start to move. Stretch. And you may roll to the side for a few breaths or rock to sit up. We're going to finish for a few minutes. Seated meditation. Cross legs, half lotus or full lotus. And just continuing your mindfulness, your presence. Follow your breath. So in your yoga process, in your practice, we find this presence, this mindfulness, this way of being connected and contentful with this moment. Our practice is learning to consciously be with this moment and work with what's happening in it. The practice on the mat, the techniques, the disciplines that we make, they are the support for doing the practice in every other aspect of life. How you play with your own thoughts, how you meet the different situations and people in your life. And we use the strength that we build through the practice to be able to stay working in those processes even when there's resistance or discomfort, even when there's something that wants to run towards the desires or run towards the fears. If we find that in our pure presence state, that there's something worth investigating to even put off the desires and the fears, to not let them move us from that presence and awareness. And you're allowed to feel anything that you can feel, anything that you need to feel, and still know that you're essence, your being, can be content, even while your emotional process is in any condition. You can still have a degree of contentment, of peace, of knowingness, of connection. And may you find that this key or this connection, that knowingness and contentment, as we move through the many phases of our life, the strength we build to be able to do that and experience the coherence between self, actions, and experiences. Genuinely feeling like that you're in the right place at the right time, that you've done the best thing in the best way, but not like a perfectionist, not a literally it was perfect, more like a person who is appreciating an art form, right? You see all of the different dimensions to it, and it's the contrast that makes it right, that makes it fit, that makes it yours, that makes life this beautiful journey. Let's close the practice of this class, chanting Om 3 times. Finish your exhalation. Deep, slow inhale. So thank you for joining. I'm feeling very peaceful. Hope you are too. And if you have any questions, any comments, any experiences that you would like to share, please feel welcome to. And look forward to seeing you guys in the next practice. Have a great day.